So, in this video, I will go through a roadmap for Identity IQ learning. So, there are modules in SailPoint IIQ where you need to understand those concepts so that you will have a good understanding of IIQ and you can be a good SailPoint developer. So, here is the a chart or a diagram which shows the required or important modules in IIQ. We have groups, roles, configurations, part, task, workflows, certification, application onboarding, rules, and setup. So the first and foremost thing which you need to understand is the setup. So the installation part, like I have made videos on all these modules and topics, so you can go through that as well. So the first, the setup, that is installation. Then you can check IK service and connector gateway if you are in any project. Otherwise, installation is enough. Then install with a lower version, that is like 8.2 or something like that. Then work on upgrading and patching so that you will have all three understandings. Then go with e-fixes. So the first and foremost thing is setup. Then configuring IQ properties. So there are DB connection setup you need to do. Then what is IQ properties? What are the properties available in IQ properties file? You can check. The next thing will be inside IIQ, no, that is global setting. So you need to understand IIQ configuration, identity IQ configuration inside global setting. Um, there are multiple things like pruning the objects, work item configurations and all. Then identity mapping is the important thing. So without this, like, you can't pull the data, or like you can pull the data, but identity attribute update won't happen. Then quick link. If you want to be a developer, then the concept which you need to understand is quick link. Audit config, there are audit config like email set or lifecycle event, task failures. Those audit config you can set up. Email configurations, like how to configure email sent from IAQ, like whether you want to route it to a file, or if you have a SMTP server and all, you can configure those things. So these are the important configuration under global setting. Then comes the lifecycle manager, like what are the workflows or business process you need to configure for your environment, like editing identity, batch process, or manage user access. Those workflows, what are the workflows you need to configure, you can do it under lifecycle manager. Then you need to understand the identity warehouse page. So there are two pages where you need to understand, that is identity warehouse and debug page. So in identity warehouse there are multiple tabs like entitlement, like first the information tab, then the entertainment tab, accounts tab, and events tab. So these things you need to understand, like why we have those tabs, what are the uses of those tabs. You need to understand, like whenever the event triggers or a request submitted for debugging purpose, like with the joiner triggered or any events trigger for any users, or whatever the request happened for this user and all, you can check in events tab. Then accounts tab lets you know like what are the access user has. Then entitlement, like roles and entitlement can be viewed. Then debug page, like if you are a developer, like you can do this thing in lower environment, like if you have admin access, you can do the same thing in production as well. But debug page is to check the code, update the code, and all. You can do it from debug page. Also, you can execute the simple rules. Then comes advanced analytics. So this will help you to debug the issues, uh, or reporting certain things you can do in advanced analytics, like identity reporting, or auditing, or syslog. Like if you want to view any uh, syscode error, like let's say for viewing something you have faced some error, you can go to syslog and check those errors. Then auditing, as I mentioned, like what are the things you have configured in audit configuration, the same thing will be available in advanced analytics to view those things, like email sent or not, or what are the events trigger for any users, or any other custom audits you have configured. Once you are done with all these things, then understand the things on a task, like what are the tasks we have, like task will come after application onboarding, but you need to understand those things like aggregation, um, identity refresh task, perform maintenance task, and run rule task. So these four tasks are the important tasks. Like perform maintenance task will prune the data, launch the halted or waiting workflows. Identity refresh task, there are a couple of things like triggering events or refreshing attributes, provisioning the things you can do it through identity refresh task. Aggregation, like account aggregation or account group aggregation, you need to understand. Then there are set of rules. So there are 10 plus rule types we have, like connector, aggregation, provisioning, certification, notification, owner role, identity mapping rule, form rules, policy rules, workflow rules, task completion rule, and PowerShell rules. So all these rules has a specific usage. Like the important things are like connector, aggregation, provisioning, and certification. The first four are the frequently used rule types. Like when you configure an application, there are connector specific rules will be there, like build map rules or for JDBC provisioning rules. Then aggregation rules will be available for all the connectors, like creation, customization, correlation rules. Then provisioning rules after and before provisioning rules. Certification, the important rules are like pre-delegation rule, sign off rule, and exclusion rule. So these four rule types you need to go through, like which will help you in many modules. Then so a logger part, like you need to check how we can have a custom loggers. And whenever there is a issue, the first thing a SailPoint support team asks you to update the logger to get the logs. And logger level, updating logger level, by default the logs will be available in Catalina, but if you want to have a custom one, you can update those things as well. Then comes the forms. So how to create a form, like there are multiple forms like workflow forms, application level provisioning forms, and all, so you can go through those things. Then comes the email template. So why I'm adding these email template log or forms before application onboarding, in the sense the same thing will be utilized in application onboarding. So rules, forms, and email templates are can be used in application onboarding. So uh, first thing, like you can go with configuration before task, you can go with rules, loggers, forms, and account correlation process, like how account correlation happens, the step involved in account correlations and all. Then comes application onboarding. There are number of connectors available. So important one are like AD, JDBC, LDAP, web service, and delimited file. We have other as well, but I have made videos on these connectors. And then comes a business process. So the first thing will be lifecycle events, joiner, lever, rehire, like mover or whatever the lifecycle event you want to configure. You need to understand those things. So I have made videos on joiner, lever, rehire. Then how to like what are the workflow object available, how to trigger a workflow types available. You need to understand, like sub process, main workflows, LCM workflows. Like first thing, after a lifecycle event you need to check is the like LCM provide, like out of the box LCM workflow. Then IQ console, there are basic commands like import, export, checkout commands. Then connector debug command, let you need to understand. And deleting the objects, need to understand, like deleting, checkout, export, and connector debug. So these four commands are frequently used. Then we need to understand the database structure, like everything start with spt underscore and object name. So you need to understand how database is structured. Then comes groups. So this is for administrator purpose, like groups, population, work groups, and capabilities. So these are access or capabilities within SailPoint IIQ, like how you can provide or authorize user within IIQ. Then roles, types of roles, what is birthright role, business roles, and all you need to understand. And configuring report is also another important modules, like reports auditing helps in the auditing or compliance things, like sometimes or organization follow auditing process also, you need to have a reporting. So maybe weekly reporting, monthly, quarterly, there are a number of complaints or audit things happens in organization. You need to understand the reporting as well. Then policy is for maintaining proper policy within IIQ. Again, depending upon audit, you need to configure the policies. Then the as administrator, you need to understand the work item structuring, like how you structure your work items, how you archive the things and all. You can do it. Then the important module is the certification. So application onboarding, workflow, rule, then comes the certification. So it's another important module, like what are the phases available in certification. So basically, what is certification? So it's a governance process inside IAQ, like whether user need to have assigned access or not, like manager or owner will certify users access. Then scheduling the certification, what are the types available, you can go through. Then quick links. So there will be a custom quick links, like you might get the requirement to add custom quick links and all, you can go through that. Then another process, like some organization won't go for a build, like they will have a separate team to do that. But again, you need to import the codes and well, like for that you need to structure your SSB folder, like add a config folder, then property files, then folder for each objects. Then other two things are like REST APIs and plugins. So if you want to be advanced level SailPoint developer, you can go with these two concepts. Then for a developer, so if you want to be a SailPoint developer, you need to understand these concepts. So I can name it as a Java, like in IIQ, they call it as a bean shell. It's a Java itself, like most of the concepts are Java only. So you need to understanding basic Java, how to handle the error, conditions and loops, object models, like how objects are linked each other, how to commit the changes, link and resource object. Means I have made videos for all these concepts, and I have made video for separate bean shell, like complete bean shell tutorial as well. First and one more thing you need to understand is query options and provisioning plan. So how to structure the provisioning plan, what are the classes available in for or creating provisioning plan and all, you need to understand. So apart from Java, so other requirements are like based on your environment. Like, so if you have configured your IIQ within Linux or within like Unix system, you need to go with Linux basics commands, like changing the path, listing the path, like cd ls, and then checking the process, starting the process, starting the process, then copying the file within Windows and Linux systems. You can use WinSCPs. Then how to copy between servers, like you can use secure copy SCP and provide the one server and other server with the path. Means a source server and destination server you can give the same. Like if you have installed or if you have configured IAQ in or on Windows system, then you need to understand basic PowerShell commands, same like changing the directory and copying the files and all, or executing the commands for like you, during upgradation or installation process, you need to tar something, like you need to create a zip file. In case of Linux, you need to create a tar files and all to archive the existing installation paths. Then you need to understand GitHub or Git process, like either you can use SVN, Bitbucket, or GitHub, but a basic operation like how you push the code. Maybe a UI will be there, but you need to understand those operation. Like before committing any changes, you need to pull the current versions, so that you won't be overwriting other codes. Then and managing the GitHub is another important things in SailPoint or a developer